Many people, and my guess is only maybe you yourself also watching this video, when they think of the story of Esther, they only think of a queen. But the story of Esther is more than a queen. Esther's purpose was never called to just be a queen. The queen is what God used that position in order for Esther to really find her true calling. Even Esther at the beginning, when she became a queen, she thought her calling and her duty was to be just a queen. But that was not the purpose behind that. You need to understand sometimes God will put you in a certain position, not for you just to remain in that position, but because God is trying to use you in order for you to find your true purpose. So we go back in the story of Esther. Esther, they used the title a queen in order for her to do the calling of God, what God called her to do, which was Esther was a warrior. She was called to save a nation, which was the Jews. At that time, there was a time that the people were trying to get rid of the Jews, and Esther was used by God in order to save a nation. The moment Esther decided to fast and start praying, that is the time that she started her ministry, her calling, which her calling was to save the people. That was her true calling. But the title of the queen, it was used in order for her to get the access of the king, because in order for the king to get the ear of a king, you need a queen, because the queen has more power to get the access to the secret from the king, or to listen to what the queen has to say. Although the king may have advisors, but the queen has more power over the king's ear, because there are certain things that the queen will do, the advisor, they will not be able to deliver that. So you will see that God used Esther to save the nation. So when you're meditating in the story of Esther, is deeper than that. Don't just see Esther a queen. Remove the queen on the side, because the queen is just a title. Her work really began when she even put her own life at risk, because not did she just fasted and prayed, but also she, in a way we can say, she was disobedience to the king, because she went in the presence of king, because without the king requesting for her, because at that time, before you go in the presence of a king, the king have to request for you. But she said, if I perish, I perish. In other words, if I die, I die. This is the same mindset most of the soldiers, when they go in the war, they have. Soldiers, when they're going in the war, it's like they have signed, if I die, no problem. If I live, no problem. It's like they put their own life at risk. They put the blood, they signed off the blood. So it's the same thing Esther did. Well, she was not just a queen, but she was a warrior. She was a soldier to save her people. So when you're meditating in the story of Esther, you need to understand this, because there are some of you, God has put in you in a certain position, you have certain title, and you're thinking that your purpose is not the title. Your purpose lies in that what your action is required. What are you going to do? God is calling you to perform something. God is calling you to be used for something, to be a savior to a nation, to be a savior in people's life, to make an impact. So in order, don't just stick in God has blessed me here. You need to go deeper. God has put